Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Do you know that I do say hello friends on almost all of the beginnings of these videos because I really want only friends to come by and watch the videos, because I just think if you're not going to be friendly, like, why would you spend your time watching a video that's not all that important in life? So hope you're being friendly. And today what I want to do is talk about how I am going to try to do this panning thing for a couple of weeks. I was going to say like the month of February, until I realized that I do have a business trip that I'm going to for like 5 days with my husband, and I don't plan to take these products along on that. But I'm watching YouTube and I'm watching Andy from Andy Does Stuff, and she's talking about her panning project, and I think she calls it like on the chopping block or something. That's like she's got to use things 3 times. And I was thinking, I've got a bunch of things that just sit in my drawers, hiding, taking up spaces because I don't reach for them because I've got something else in there that I like better, and I should do that. I should just make myself use them at least 3 times. And then I decided, or the whole month of February, I can do that. I'm not doing anything that important. Okay, so I've pulled out things I don't like, and I've already used them once today. I wasn't going to go anywhere or do anything. And then I thought to myself also, another thing that I need to be doing is doing something, because so much of my time I spend thinking I don't do anything. Well, whose fault is that, girl? I can go do something. I just choose to be lazy and not. It's my fault. And it's easy to not put on makeup, and then it's easy to feel like I'm kind of unattractive. And not that, that's a whole nother story. I'm not trying to be self-negative. I'm just trying to spit it out. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get back to what I'm going to show you the products of, right? We can talk about life goals later. First product is this e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. I had heard so many people say that they liked the putty primer, and I thought, well, this luminous one seems more like it's for old ladies with dry skin, so I'll get that one. I don't like it. I never really feel greasy. This, when I put it on, I feel kind of greasy and gooey, ooey. I don't care for it. But I can live with it, and I hate to be wasteful. And then I don't think, though, because I am such a hoarder, I can't imagine that if they're not gone in this couple of weeks, I'm not going to throw them away. But what I have decided is I can put them in my zombie apocalypse, like prepper cabinet that basically has very few things in it, you know, just like a C-section kit. So because that's the reason I keep this stuff and make myself use it, is because I think one day if I'm too poor to buy makeup, I will regret just throwing this stuff out, and that's wasteful. So no, the thing is, if I absolutely have no makeup, I'll probably be happy that I've kept this, even if it's 5, 10, 25 years old, right? I'll be happy I've got anything at that point. So that's where these things will go. Hoarder, prepper, zombie apocalypse closet. The next thing is this e.l.f. color correcting stick. I got the green because I do have like just some little broken capillaries around here, and sometimes I feel like, you know, maybe I look a little blotchy and that this could come in handy. I don't like, it's like rubbing a, what would it be like? Because it's creamier than a crayon, but it feels like it sinks it, because mostly where I'm using it is where I've got the only pores that you can actually see. So I feel like it just kind of fills in those pores, like it spackles them, but instead of hiding it, it just makes them more pronounced. So I don't use something else instead of this. I just don't feel like I need it and don't use it, and then it just looks ugly. But again, I bought it, so I might as well force myself to use it until I decide, no, I full on hate it. Another thing I don't use is concealers, or very rarely around my eyes. Mostly when I do, I just feel like it makes my eyes look older. It makes crinkling and wrinkling come out, like it settles in there and it crunches in. So rarely do I use concealer. One of the ones that I liked the most, though, was this from like CS Color Science. I think it's like sold in my dermatology department, but it is very white looking then. And again, maybe this actually helps. At one point in my life, I liked it. When I stopped using concealers, this has just been sitting in my drawer then for like 3 years. Then I had bought 6 of these sample foundations from SheGlam so that I could know what color I wanted. And then I only used 3 of them. 2 of the colors I hated, 1 of the colors I liked. But then I didn't ever try out the other ones to know which one was the best. So somewhere in my life, I have a note that says which 2 I didn't like and which one I did. And then I plan to add to it. I used the sand today. I thought it was a nice match. This one is the Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation. Again, the color was sand. I like it. I'm going to be totally okay with using these up. I rarely use bronzers, but it's sitting in my drawer, this Iconic London one that has some blushes. I never reach for this, so I thought this is the one I'm going to use for the next couple of months. The problem is only one of them is kind of matty, and when I tried to use it, when I use them, I try to kind of go around like my hairline here and like just, you know, a little in here. I felt like it was way too much of a different color than my skin, and I had to really blend. So I'm not going to enjoy using that. While I have it out, I did end up using this light color actually as the top color on my eye makeup. I so rarely reach for my cream blushes that's what I've put in. So I did use today the Tinkerbell Darling, the Super Shock Cheek, and this one that came like in an Allure or something. It was Exhibit A. Maybe it was Kinder Beauty Box even, because I felt like this was almost too brown with what I was wanting. So I put this because it's such a bright pink over it. My biggest issue with cream blushes is when I first put this on, I felt like I looked like I needed to be going to like an 80s disco, like way too much makeup look I had going on. And then it's been maybe 15 to 20 minutes and I already feel like it's almost, I mean, it's gone down so much that I'm afraid what another 15 or 20 minutes is. The cream blushes just disappear on me. I went ahead and threw in the other Tinkerbell Magic Moon Super Shock Cheek. I just didn't use it today, so because I used 2 of these other ones. Then I have this that honestly I do think if I use this for 2 weeks, I could probably use it up. It's Mary Kay Facial Highlighting Pen. I have no recollection why I have this. The best thing I can come up with is I liked going to charity auctions, silent auctions, and sometimes people would make gift bags that had a lot of different products in it, and I would bid on them if I thought they were going for too cheap, and maybe I ended up with it in that. It almost seems more like this could be for like a concealer. The little brush on it, like you twist, you do a little twisty twist, a little product comes out. But since it said highlighter, I did put it on the top of my cheeks and used it like it was going to be a highlighter. And there's no like shimmer or shine to it, which actually I'm fine with. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it can just be gone. This little baby Aveda brown eyeliner I used to use on my eyebrows. And then I just ended up liking better the ones that are meant for eyebrows because they're shaped finer. Like the item ones that have kind of the triangular shape, or the ones with the little bitty teeny tiny, I think make my brows look a little bit better because this is thick enough. I feel like it's darker, or I can use a sharpener and make it sharp, but that just feels so wasteful that you're getting rid of all of that product all the time that I also hate sharpening it down. So not going to really enjoy using this. The color is perfectly fine. Then, because I did put together my Valentine's Day palette with my own singles, I do want to continue to try to use that up until Valentine's Day. So I started to. I used 2 of the shades, this one and this one. But because I want to use some of these things that I'm never using, I also tried this Sydney Grace, the Black Hole, which is a cream eyeshadow. It's the dark gray black slate color that I have on the outside. I used it with a flat brush, kind of like this. I just put like a little drop on there and then spread it around. It was easy enough to work with. I was afraid it was going to be a lot harder, but it turned out it was okay. The color, I just think, is a little too dark for me to use on a normal day when I'm just going to the post office or possibly a grocery store. It feels a little going out. But I did think it was a pretty color. If I don't make myself reach for this, I'm not going to, because I think I could get a similar look using some other dark color if I wanted to, and a little less messy. Although, I mean, really, the shine of this is pretty, and maybe I wouldn't get that much shine with a powder. And then I also use the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow, the Tinkerbell Never Grow Up, which is this red one is on there also. And I don't reach for these enough either, just because usually I pull out a palette and use it and don't think about these. Because of that, though, I've added several more that are like that. So the other Tinkerbell Super Shock, which is I'll Fly to Your Heart, which is just a creamier peach. Since it's Valentine's Day, I thought maybe this Mulled Wine, which was BH Cosmetics in the Mrs. Claus collection, because it would be bright red, that I could find a time to use that. This other ColourPop one, I think it's Ritz. I have 2 other liquid ones. One is from Pixie by Petra, and one is by Studio Makeup. I'm going to try to use these a few times. And one from Flower, which is more gray, silver. It's the other ones I feel like all kind of look alike, actually. You know, these and these are all just right about that same color. So this one that's more silver, probably a little lighter than this one. A little different. Maybe I can use it. The 2 eyeliners that I picked to use this month that I hardly ever use is this one from Pretty Vulgar. This was supposed to look like that little ink set, and then I think that they had a brush that would look like the little thing that you dabble into it. I just never purchased that. And I guess because of that, it just makes this harder for me to use. It's a cream eyeliner. And then I just use a regular brush that I dip in. I like the idea of gel eyeliners sometimes because I do think that they stay in place pretty good. But just the ease of putting it on when I could otherwise just open up an eyeliner and put it on just seems so much easier than why would I like actually go through and unscrew this and dip in and then re-dip in and then re-dip in. That's why I don't use it. I used to have it sitting out on a shelf at my other, place just because I thought it was so darn cute. Yeah. And then this silver glittery one that might have come from like AOA, and it's pretty cheap. And every time I've went to kind of use it, I just haven't thought it looked all that great. But I thought maybe with the pinks that I'm going to try out for Valentine's Day, I could pull out the silver and it would look okay. Last stuff is lip things, because these have been in there forever too. I don't really like lining my lips. This one is from Aveda. I've had it forever. It's a little bit pinkish. And this one I picked up when I was going to do a Dollar Tree makeup collab with some people. So I've had it since then, which is a more neutral one. And look how tiny they are. And they're just dumb. I don't need them. So let's get them out of my drawers after these couple of weeks. But use them up plenty before then to see what I think. And then the same with, this is a little lip gloss palette, has a little brush. I'm definitely hitting pan in almost all of them, but all of that is from 4 years ago or something that I used to use this. I rarely reach for it anymore. And it is something where, like, can you even see that I put one on? I put this one on earlier. But I think that it just goes away quickly enough that that's maybe why I don't. And it's not something that, you know, sometimes I'll throw my lipstick that I put on in my purse for that night. You know, I don't want to put this in my purse. Not sure why it even comes with its own little mirror up there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to use it the next couple of weeks. And it'll be good for me. It'll feel like I'm really using up products I don't like. I'll know if something comes around that I want to start using more because it wasn't so bad. I think this is a good idea. I'm glad that I watched Andy's video talking about her doing her little on the chopping block thing. Because that's what these will be. They are going to the zombie apocalypse closet if they don't perform for me. And I wrote down what I used and put a tick mark by it so that I'll be keeping track. I'm sticking it in this little box so that I don't have to hunt down every product individually each time. I'm just going to have this sitting out. I love the idea. All right, friends. Are you going to do anything interesting, fun, trying to use up some old makeup? Think about it. It might feel empowering to, like, know that you're not being a hoarder. You're going to use it. You're going to go through it. Okay, that's really all I've got to say on this subject. I will see you in another video. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for subscribing. Bye. Thanks for sticking around to the very end. I don't have that much today, but this necklace is driving me a little batty. It's 2 chains. It just keeps on tangling so badly that it only looks like one. So my after thingy today is, what do you guys do about this? You just undo it all the time? Or do you ever have this problem? Is there a trick that nobody told me about? Why is it doing this? I take it off, I undo it, I put it back on, and in a couple of hours it's all twisted up.